Hey, fellowship, Boker Tov. It's pretty early here in the morning. I've been out here for a while now. I've just been, studying the Torah, preparing for this upcoming fellowship. And as you can see behind me now, that's really what I wanted to tell you. The sun hasn't yet come over the mountains here at the Dead Sea, but it's just about to in just a little bit. And, with this whole fiasco with our vineyards, what all of us realized we needed was a herd of sheep. A herd of sheep can't be uprooted, and a herd of sheep can't be destroyed, and a herd of sheep is able to go out and graze all around the periphery and beyond of our farm, ensuring that, sometimes these elements are coordinated, that will be intimidated in one area, and then they'll try to be an encroachment on another area. And so this is now securing our borders and securing the borders of the two villages that are next to our farm. And so we now take the sheep up and go all around, kilometers of area now, to ensure that these lands remain in the hands of the people that developed them, that they remain a Jewish continuous block that it was supposed to be, that this place can prosper, that this place can flourish. And it's just amazing because when we realized that strategically that's what we needed a small herd of sheep. Almost immediately, members in our fellowship, particularly ones in Israel, said no problem. And we were gifted these sheep for the time being. And it's been a blessing, just being out here in the mountains in the morning, learning Torah, with sheep kind of going. There's something very soothing and calming about that, much slower than all the WhatsApp notifications and the emails that our brain is so used to now. Much more soft and calm. And I think that, the prophets of Israel, the leaders of Israel, Abraham, Jacob, Moses, David, they all spend out time in the mountains with sheep. And there's something about that that's like a calm courage, because you never know what's lying over the mountain over there. Is it a terrorist? Is it a lion? Is it a bear? But at the same time, it's very peaceful and quiet. And in this week's Torah portion, it says over and over again, to Moses and to the nation, be strong and courageous. And I think that is the calling for this upcoming year. Strength and courage. All of us need that. Whether it's dealing with this global pandemic, or financial problems, or family problems, or vineyards that might be destroyed by your own government, like an autoimmune disease attacking itself. That's what corona is in some ways. It sparks your immune system, and then your immune system destroys its own body. And it's as if Israel right now is having an autoimmune disease, that Israel itself would want to destroy itself. Like, it's so unbelievable. But in the meantime, we have a little flock here of just a little bit more than 30 sheep that are now grazing these mountains once again. And so I just wanted to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom as the sun is coming up here over the mountains, and introduce you to our new flock of sheep. So hopefully I'll have more to say on Sunday after I finish the Torah portion here.
All right. So that was me at, before sunrise on Friday. And, it's, I wake up early anyway now. And usually my early mornings, I take time to do deep work. Either it's deep writing or deep reading, where I just have quiet, where I can really delve into something for at least 2 hours. And I found, what's the difference if I'm out with the sheep in the mountains or if I'm in my office downstairs? Like, it's the same thing, but there's something about being in those mountains with those sheep that blend so perfectly into the mountains. The colors, it's like these are Eretz Yisrael sheep that have grown there. They've meant to be there. And anyway, it's you have to understand strategically now, with this flock, we can cover an area 100 times bigger than our vineyard and make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Do we have that picture of the map of the 4 communities? So you see where that blue globe is, that's the Arugot Farm. And the 2 communities, Ibei, Hanachal, and Ma'ale Amos, our sheep now graze all around through those 2 communities. Now, the other 2 communities on the left side of that map is Meitzad and Pnei Kedem. At the edge of Pnei Kedem, that's our newest outpost, but there's a huge valley between us. So they're not really connected. That you could really take a horse there or a ranger there and go all the way around. But our flock of sheep are now patrolling those 2 communities, and our small outpost where the other sheep are on the other 2 communities. And now we realize that the land is still unbelievable. It's still on the chopping block. And so we're doing what we need to do. But, who could have imagined? Who could have imagined? I was not about to start working as a shepherd. I went to law school. Like, I didn't know that I was going to be shepherding sheep. But now, most mornings, I wake up in my deep work, reading and writing. I'm doing it outside in the mountains. And, this vineyard fiasco has thrust me into walking the land with sheep in the same mountains King David walked with his. Something special is happening here. I don't know what it is yet, but our fellowship is onto something absolutely beautiful. And so there's an ancient Israelite tradition to give an offering before Yom Kippur, a type of sacrifice, a giving toward the temple. We now have a little bit more than 30 sheep. Some are lambs and some are fully grown. 5 have already been offered to us by Lisa and Dan. These sheep are quite literally a gift to the land of Israel. And when I think about it, it's the closest thing that I can think of to offering a sheep up to the temple in Jerusalem. How much closer can we get than that? So if you would like to help us purchase these sheep that are currently on our farm, we'll send out a link, and perhaps you can prayerfully consider making your Yom Kippur offering to help us purchase these sheep for the Arugot Farm and help us secure our land all around us. I think it's an absolutely unique and a once-in-a-lifetime offering to give this gift before Yom Kippur on this Shmitta year where the sheep are guarding the land while we can't plant it.